The first two chapters in this book are about a woman who graduated from college the same month she turned 50 years old. And she started her life over.
Welcome to Leading Leaders Podcast. 5-minute videos, 5 days a week.
I'm Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast. And I want you to know that this whole transition of society right now, this global shift in the way economy is done, and the way education is done, and the way business is done, and the battles over the poor lady in I believe it was upstate Washington, actually fought for her team of employees, and got the PPP bailout, the grant, the gift, the loan, or whatever you're going to call it, from the government to make sure that her employees got paid. But when her employees realized that on unemployment they were making the equivalent of $30 an hour, her regular paycheck to them couldn't compete. Normally they would make $13 to $15 an hour, some up to $60, but they were only working 24 to 30 hours a week. And now they're getting $45,000 to sit at home and do nothing. It's really hard to compete with that. And in this season, there are going to be a lot of people who see an opportunity to sit at home and do nothing and get paid for it. And in reality, what they're doing is selling their life. Because it's not making them better. It's not creating new opportunity for them. It may be keeping the bills paid right now. There's nothing further down the road for them. See, the woman in this book, she was widowed when she was young. She had kids to raise. She was getting menial jobs, and for a while she worked as a janitor in her middle school, the same middle school that I went to school in. But she got fed up, and she said, I'm not doing this. I can do better than this. And she went back to college. She got her degree in teaching the same month as her 50th birthday from Mary Hardin-Baylor University. She went on to retire from teaching, having focused all of her educational career on teaching those kids who had given up on life because of discipline problems or drug problems or academic problems. The other teachers had said, we're done with you, get out of our school system. And she said, no, send them to me, I'll take them on. And most of them graduated. Many of them went on to academic scholarships or stellar military careers because she refused to give up on them like she refused to give up on herself. That's what the book Live a More Excellent Life is all about. Today, on the Servant Leader Series interview that will air at 8 o'clock, you're going to hear from a lady by the name of Tammy Stark. Tammy was widowed at 43, 2 kids of her own. And by her own words, she says, I didn't have any idea what I was going to do next, but I knew I had to do something. And she worked as a lunch lady in the middle school, and she took care of her family, and she made ends meet. And then she said, I'm going back to school. I'm not. And for the last 12 to 13 years, she's worked for an attorney doing estate planning. She's a legal assistant, and she handles all of your pre-paperwork and all of that kind of stuff. But she said, even at my age, I won't quit. Because I know there are people that I can help and other things that I can do, and I'm simply not going to quit. Let me ask you this question, but what kind of incentive would you have to just unplug and sit at home and collect that unemployment and let somebody else take care of you and put your feet up and eat bonbons all day and allow the power and the creativity and the imagination and the intellect that you were made with that nobody else has? What would it take for you to give up all of the possibilities, all of the dreams, all of the goals that you once set for yourself? And what would it take for you to simply start over, to dig your heels in, to say, I'm not moving from here, I'm going forward, and I'm going to do better, and I'm going to improve myself, and I'm going to make something of myself, because what I've been given to be me is powerful enough to create anything I want to. My challenge for you today is simply to not allow anybody to tell you, oh, you're okay, just sit down and let the government take care of you. Just sit down and wait until we tell you to do otherwise. But instead to say, I will be whatever I want to be, And I'm going to be what I was created to be. And I'm going to be imaginative and powerful. And I'm not stopping here. So I don't care if you're starting out, one of those who didn't get their high school diploma, or they're fighting to get their graduation because the school year ended before the school year was over. Or if you're starting over because this period of life has ended your career or your job as you know it. Whether you're starting out or you're starting over, now's the time to start. Start on your physical fitness. Start on your health. Build your immunity. Start on your education. Start on your character development. Become a better you. But don't quit now. I don't care if you're starting out or starting over. Get started. I'm Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast for Tell It Like It Is TV. Have a blessed day.
Subscribe now for our extensive video library of leadership lessons promoting faith, family, and freedom.